am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over your son.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick-Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick-Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right, good morning, one and all. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. As usual, I am your host, Manning's Man. And you know why we say that? Because we are from the Manning School. You know, they say, please don't put high in it. Just say the Manning School, right? And today, I have a great privilege. That means I would have spent a lot of time in Western Jamaica, Westmoreland, you know, South, all of those places. George's playing from Burn, Savannah, Green Jill, you understand me, Little London, Big Bridge, Strathbogie, Petersfield, all of those places. And so today is a very special day because we have one of the legends from Western Jamaica. All right, he's a real legend. All right, I mean, he went to a very good school, but he probably should have stick and stayed at the Mannings. But he did come there not as a player but as a coach, and he did really well. But he had an excellent high school career at the Russies High School in Hanover, after which he came and he kept for Reno at the time when Reno was probably the most dominant team in Western football, when Western football dominated Jamaica. But not only that, probably one of the most dominant team across Jamaica, when the best talent from Russies would end up somehow at Reno. Not only did that for Reno, but he did it in our school team, in the youth team for Jamaica. Kept in the World Cup in the game that we won against Japan. He was the man in goal. I mean, when you talk about just being a good keeper, friend, teammate, this is the man. A leader. He is a coach now. He has done several coaching things across Jamaica. He's in the Turks and Caicos, where he's also presently a goalkeeper coach there, just kind of further enhancing his career. Many people have been asking, where is he? Why isn't he in Jamaica doing something? But to be fair to him, he has dedicated a lot of time to Jamaica's football. Now it's time to dedicate some time to his family. But in Jamaica, we say family. But it is actually his family. And so he has to work that moolah to put in his pocket. All right. So we're going to have him on this morning. We're going to hear his story. Please be engaged in the discussion. As usual, what we ask you to do is to, once you come onto the platform, you hit the like button, subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber to I Am Sure Sports and I Am Sure Sports Caribbean, and just share with someone else. Let them know that Aaron Wildboy Lawrence is on I Am Sure Sports. The first interview that he has done like this in a long time, and I don't want to waste any more of his busy time. So here he is, people, in live and living colors, Mr. Aaron Wildboy Lawrence, Mr. Reno himself. Welcome.
Blessed love, blessed love.
Wonderful,
Thank you for
wonderful.
having me. It's an honor.
Yeah, man. How are you doing? How is the family doing? Let's deal with that first.
Family great, and I am great. I'm awesome. No complaint. Um, I'm living the life that one should be living. So I'm happy.
This is what where you are now is where like you're really, this is something that you dreamt of, like, when I stop playing, this is what I want to be doing with my life.
Not really, when I used to play, and I used to say when I start playing, I just finish with football, no coaching, nothing. But you know, uh, I once get into football while I was coaching, while I was playing, and the coaching stint started at Mannings. Give thanks to Mannings. The vice principal who once was a principal, Miss what's her name again?
Wagstaff.
Miss Wagstaff, had approached me to come and help with the team, and from there, we started to. I used to play with the national team and come down and help, to give the boys them some workout and stuff, and then, they asked me when I finished played, you come on board fully, and that's what I did, come on board fully. So my coaching stint started managed, which is, great, from Westmoreland. I'm not originally from Westmoreland, but as
Yes.
a neighboring parish, we have to, because I'm originally from Montego Bay. So
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that because we're talking about the end, but we're going to go all the way to the beginning. See, a man
yeah,
is Clayton Marard says, blessing to you both. Big up goalie and Triple
big
E.
up
So man is
Clayton.
money. Yeah, you know Clayton Marard, right?
I'm a general.
Yeah, man. All right.
I'm going to look after me when we go to America.
All right.
See,
Oh, Howard
yeah,
University, man. Big up Clayton.
yeah, man.
But let's go back to the beginning of your time in football. Where did this all start for you? Like you just said, you're from Montego Bay. Just give us your journey from your beginnings in the game, and just all the way to Rossies and what you accomplished while at Rossies High School.
The journey is from I used to live at Barks Road in Montego Bay there, where we played football, at in the broad yard, we call it, them broad yard where a lot of people live in. We played football between the houses them and the trees them in there. And I used to play forward, and one day, I went in the goal, and the guys them say, hey, from now on you're the goalie because I've been making some saves. And from there, from Barks Road, I used to go to Montego Bay Boys Club, which
Oh,
I where I
Steve
used to
Button
play.
always talk about Montego Bay Boys Club.
Well, Steve Buckner was one of the first goalie I really eliminated, really idolized as an
Oh,
idol when I was a youngster, because Steve Buckner used to keep for Boys Club, and I was there as a youngster where, I see him keeping. He used to keep in black, fully black, and that's how I if you notice me in the early stage, I keep in black
black.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
so
you
it
learn
all
something
started.
every day.
Yeah, it all started from there, and then I left, Berksford as a young boy because I stayed with my grandparents in Granville, and from there, I used to travel from Granville to Mobile to Boys Club, see, and I literally get to go to Marlin Secondary at that time, no Marlin High in the country, which close to Granville, we drive go up there. Me and Shorty Malcolm used to go to
Oh,
Marlin. Yeah,
yeah.
all of us used to be at Boys Club. Shorty, Theodore, all three of us used to.
You so All of you are at boys club. You, Shorty, and Topper.
Yeah, and Theodore, yeah, all of us,
Whoa.
had started at boys club. Shorty used to play the drum, I used to blow the trumpet and all these things, and we used to march in the band.
What Topper used to play? The guitar?
Yeah. Papa used to play a bit of drum too, but it wasn't that, in it like us. So, and then I go to Malden. There's an opportunity that came up that way. They have when I think Steve Butler was coaching there, and they have a tryout, and we say, all right, we're going there. They from Boys Club, they tell us to go there because we used to have what's his name, Chinny from Mobile Boys Club used to play for Russies. At that time, Chinny was one of our band leader too, and Chinny said, well, they have a tryout. Mango Beard and these guys used to be down there, and even Winston Anglin used to be at Boys Club too. So, we went on the tryouts, and when I go, the first time I went, Diggy Henry saw me, and so that I'm too skinny. And time I was small, I had to eat some food and come back.
Whoa.
And
how old were you at this time?
This time I was like 13, 12, some that age.
Okay.
And I actually went home. Yeah, I Shorty and these guys and the rest of them had made it the cut. And they said that I have to come back when I get a bit stronger. What happened now is this one a friend of mine, Spuddy used to go to Boys Club also with us. Spuddy used to go Russies. And Spuddy went on the trial with us, a lot of us. And they called my name. I never know that they accept me in the school. But they called my name in class one day. And I wasn't there. And Spuddy said, yeah, Aaron, because I thought I never make it.
Oh, because they said go and put on some more weight. You thought
so, and Spuddy had to come back and call, when they come back to Boys Club the night. They said, but why you hear your name in class and from there on I went back and I never looked back. I never looked back. That year I was one of the second goalkeeper for the team. I used to be around them with Troy and all these guys.
Oh, okay. Who was the number one before you became the number one?
That was like 85. I was 85.
Yeah. Didn't Rusty's win 85? Or it was Herbert Morrison?
No, man. Rusty's win 85. Herbert Morrison win 86.
Okay. You were on the 85 team as a reserve?
Yeah. I was there at that time with them, but as one of like the third goalie because I was young.
Okay.
So
who was the number one at that time?
It was what's the name again? Shucks. It was our goalie. When I remember the name, I let you know. But he was one of our top goalie at that time. Oh man, how could I forget my boy name? But from then, and then 86 now where I be a part of the team now, and he get a red card at Cornwall when we played against Cornwall. And then I go in the goal from there on. And I remember, other people were saying that, I went in the game against Cornwall, I did well that day. I think we end up lose 1-0 from that red card and penalty. And the next rest of the season, I remember the principal, which is our principal from Rusty's there. Everyone was worried, and the principal said, "No, don't worry about Miller.
That's Colin Miller.
Mr. Miller.
Mr. Miller, yes."
Said, nobody worried about. Don't worry about the young boy. The young boy will do well. And he called me in the office one morning and said, "Hey, we are depending on you to rise to the occasion." Yeah. And I said to him as a young boy, "Sir, don't worry. I'll make it happen." And from then, I never leave the team. I'm on the starting team until I left school at 89,
Okay,
and
so
then,
from you kept 86, 87, 88, and 89.
yeah,
Right. And in
and then
86 you lost the finals to Herbert Morrison.
Herbert Marshall.
That was a Hector Wright team.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we won it back 87,
Yeah, right.
88. Yeah, and then we move on from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where it really actually started for me. And from there on, I made the national team on the 20, on the 17, the senior team. I made the national senior team from 1990, 89, 90, in that Shell Cup that we have in Jamaica that year. The
Who were
Caribbean
some of
Cup.
the, in your schoolboy days, who were some of the goalkeepers that you would say were up there with you in terms of always competition during that time, that when you had the Jamaica U teams, you were the goalkeeper, all school teams, you were the goalkeepers. Who were some of the goalkeepers? Manning
Yeah,
and
you have
Pepper stepping in.
Warren Barrett was there too. Warren
Yes.
Barrett. You have Clive Smith. You have another guy from Stats.
Marvin Chin.
Yeah,
Marvin Chin.
Marvin Chin and these guys were there with
Okay.
us. As
So
one of
they were your
those.
main competition: Warren Barrett, Clive
Yeah,
Smith, and Marvin Chin. So
Marvin
yeah,
Chin. So
yeah.
those are the competition that we have there, and we were fighting for that spot.
So you,
So
you actually came to Reno in 80, 89, 90,
90.
in 90. And that was the
Yeah,
same
because
time that, yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
89, 89, 88, and 87. I was at Violet Kickers. Yeah,
Oh, oh,
yeah. I was playing for Violet Kickers at the time with
because you were still living in Montego Bay.
yeah, I was still in Montego Bay, and then 89 I come to staff where they put me up in the house round by Barclay Street, and from there I never go back to Montego Bay. I went back for visit, to visit the family and stuff like that. And there my career started to shoot, which is an honor, to represent Rossies and represent Reno, because those are and even Boys Club, because they're Boys Club. I put the platform for me, and then Rossies has enhanced the career a bit further, and then Reno take it to the next level, which is the national team. Even though when I was at Rossies, I made a national team also, but Reno and make a difference
Yeah.
for me and for my life, who have given me this opportunity. Bim Williams, who there, Mr. Downswell, and the same boys Nicholson, and Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. Pong, and
Sapang, yes.
and his brother really make a difference in my life, where I can now move on to bigger things, and help the national team to get to the World Cup in '98.
Yeah. Tell us about that. Tell us about, like, I mean, I want you, because I can't have you go and you don't say anything about your days at Reno, like some of the most memorable moments and some of your accomplishments with Reno, some of your teammates, and then we get into your journey in the national team. So give the people a little bit of background as to how dominant Western football, when you had Aaron Lawrence in one goal, you had Spider in one goal, Warren Barrett, you had like Stennett Sams in one goal, and
Mhm.
then you have Pick Night
Yeah.
and those guys coming up afterwards. Just tell a little bit about,
No, it
you know,
was it was a joy playing against those big goalies like Stennett Sams and these guys that played for, and Kidaris.
Kidaris. Yes, yes,
Yeah, he used
Kidaris.
to play for
Siba.
Seba.
Yes, yes.
Stennett Sams and me as a youngster at
Reno.
Reno,
And
just left
Barrett was at
school and
and Barrett was at Violet Kickers.
Violet Kickers. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so them time we used to run football in the western side of Jamaica, where all four teams could have won the Premier League at any
Yeah.
given time. That's how much we were dominant there. And I remember one of my will always never leave me. It was the first final and first
Oh, somebody
semifinal.
says Ray Morgan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Okay.
one of the first semifinal that that I remember, against Wadada, where when we play Wadada in the semifinal, and Anglin, we had take Anglin out of the game, and I made a few stops that really
Yes.
could have caused us the game at that time in Jarrett Park there. I remember those moments, and it was a joy, and it is a joy playing for the people of Westmoreland at that time, because everyone come out, nobody,
Yeah.
no, every single the passion that we have for the sports at that time in Westmoreland, and the drive and the energy that the
Yes.
spectators give us, the things that I remember, even the
Yeah.
training days when we used to play youngsters against old stars. And we as a young boys, and we used to kick up the old stars, them, and win. It was like, people come out to see that on a Thursday.
Yeah, training was like a
Thursday,
Thursday was
Thursday
like a
is,
match at Landila.
yeah, London, the Thursday is a match. The field full with spectators,
I
because the
mean, man selling
youngsters,
peanut, cook food, man, soup, man.
everything, soup, man, everybody there, mango, cane, everything. Cane is there from with him van there, chopping cane at the back too. So it was a joy. Them times, you look forward to Thursday, where Ulster against Youngster with Donald
Yeah,
Hewitt and Keeper Donaldson and
yeah.
Silla, Pringer and all them man there, against all of us,
Birdie.
the youngsters, against Jim Dandy, me, Agla, Pussman,
Tedra
and
Jones.
Ted Wright
Tickeros.
Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it was a joy. Wappy against us and all these things, and Ford and all them guys that we,
Yes,
we
yes,
play with. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
When did you get the
it's
name
really,
Wild Boy and how?
the name start from Boys Club.
Oh,
When I used to go Boys Club, we used to play it at the bandstand. They have a bandstand at the back of Boys Club that we really used to play. And at the bandstand, we play like scrimmage, and I was one of the man that go in the goal on the concrete, because it's a concrete thing at the back. And we played against Twinnibug, we played against all the Mango Beard and these guys. And I was in the goal, and I'm making some save. And the man said, "Boy, you know I'm afraid. Look a boy a while." And from
oh,
there on, the name Bigfoot and Wild Boy used to be on the TV. And they give me that name, Wild Boy. And one of another friend of mine who him chubby and bigger than me, he used to be my parent pay. They call him Bigfoot, and they call me Wild Boy. So from there, the name comes about, because I never used to scared of playing with the big men. I never used to scared of nothing. I'm one of the wildcat,
yeah,
really, where we go in any fire and anything that is happening. I'm always in the mix of
yeah.
stuff, never back down. So, the people said I'm wild. A lot of people think it's because of women and all these things.
If that's a
I
woman
never.
thing, it's a
No,
football.
it's not a woman thing. It's more of a football name and stuff, where
Yeah.
it
All
started
right.
from
Give
Boys
us the
Club.
two things, right? The schoolboy season that means the
Mhm.
most to you as a footballer, the Premier League season that mean the most to you as a Premier League player.
Honestly,
Okay.
all the seasons, because it was a joy for playing with all of the players that we played with and played against. And it was all of them was memorable. Even when we were going downhill, when we relegated from Premier League and stuff like that. Playing at Russies with all these guys, it was an honor for me, and played at Violet Kickers, played at Boys Club, played at Reno. Reno more so, was an honor to play with Wapi and Jemmy and Tikaros and Jim Dandy, Agla,
Yeah.
my right wing man, we do a lot of damage together, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Fuma and
Former
all these guys,
postman. Big up.
Usman them
Yeah.
and all of them guys, it's
Yeah.
it's really a joy. So I see all of the times that we spend together, and all the times that we play together. is really, really joyful, and really honorable for me to play with these guys. It doesn't matter which year. So I can't single out. Yes, we win championship and all these things, but what more so for me is the family reunion, that we have, the family camaraderie that the team had when we played in these teams. Reno family, Rossi's family.
Yeah.
We eat together. We go place. You never see one player and they'll see another 5 or another 10, and that's how we used to win championship. Because we were together as a team, we were together as family. If there's a fight with one, it's all fighting. If there's food to eat, it's all eating. And if there's go look for girl on the road, it's all going.
Everybody going.
So all of us get in trouble at once.
Yeah, Dr. Hero here says, I remember 2002 when I was keeping for the Fireman and you were behind the goal mouthing me. But after that, you tell me to come train with you for Reno. Sorry, I didn't take the opportunity. All right, that's Dr. Hero right there.
Yeah. Hero was a good keeper.
Yeah,
I'd want him to come, to be there with us, to understudy and learn more and do more.
Yeah.
But
and
it's
Sir
unfortunate.
and Sir W1 says, and that festive look at Reno's training in those days started way back from Maca Stadium days near the hospital itself. No, I'm too young to remember Maca Stadium.
Yeah, yes. Big up Sir W1, General.
Yeah.
I never remember those days either, because I never been at West them times at Marcus Stadium.
Yeah. And Dave Stone says, Coach Lawrence could write an epistle about your contribution to my life, but I will sum it up by saying, thank you. Your lessons will forever guide me. I can still hear the whistle at 5 a.m. Iron Bird.
Yeah, man. Respect. That's how we, those are the days, those are the days.
Yeah, man. And Rowan McFarlane says training was at Manning's school, Wireless. I think there was a time when Reno was training at Manning. No, man, but we're talking about when Reno was training at Landilo on a Thursday. That, when the water used to go in the river and what's his name would have to Alpepa, and then when they have to run, go make sure the water.
Yeah. We do a few training sessions at Manning's, but it wasn't so much at Manning's. It's only when Landilo was working on, we trained at Manning's.
Yeah. So tell us more about tell us about now your national journey, because we also want to talk about your time in coaching. In 1990, you broke into, because you kept under 17, under 20, and under 23 for Jamaica.
Yeah, and captain under 23 also.
You captain the under 23 team. Yeah. All right. You remember how the under 23 team, because that under 23 team, that was a team that Eugene Williams, Agla,
Bucky Barnes.
Yes.
Stylo and
that under 23 team was supposed to win.
No, that team could have. We lost that year in a penalty shootout against Trinidad, against Yaki and them boys. And we played a tournament there in Puerto Rico. With a lot of players where we could have, and those players also transitioned into the national senior team, but most of them never make it to the World Cup like us. But there was great players that we fight the battle with.
Remind the people of some of the players who were in that under 20, because I think people forget how good that under 23 team. Like I said, we lost on penalty. That was a Trinidad team with Dwight York and a few others.
Ansel Lewis and a couple more, some big name players who went and do well for Trinidad, playing in the big leagues in England and Europe. Yeah. But our team, we have Agla, we have Bucky Barnes, we have Styler, we have Jim Dandy, we have what's his name? That coach now, he was playing center half too. He's from Arnett. It wasn't
Eugene.
Eugene Williams and all these.
And you were
all
at
these guys.
GC Foster. Wasn't Eugene? Something happened where Eugene was out of the team when you were at GC Foster. Because you used to camp at GC Foster.
Yeah, we used to camp at GC. We used to camp
Yeah.
at GC. So, a lot of
Yeah.
GC also is a lot of memory time for me too. Where a lot of things happening, but we have great times. But we have great teams them time there. Trust me, we have great teams them time there. We have even what's the name?
There was a couple of Cornwall players on the team as well, and who
Yeah,
from Herbert
man.
Morrison? I think from Herbert Morrison was on it.
We have a striker too. What was the name from Herbert Morrison was there? We have who again was there from Cornwall?
There were a lot of Western players on it.
Yeah, man. It was a lot of Western players was there on that team. Trust me, it was so long. Some of these names leave my memory.
Was Postman on that under 23?
No, it was. I think he was a bit older than us at that time.
Okay, Kirk Hendricks from Herbert Morrison. Herbert Morrison man says big up. Yeah. Devon Jarrett.
Jared, yeah.
Doverman was on that team.
Yeah, one of them you did and thing.
Yeah. That was a good team, but we lost out on penalties to Trinidad. Tonto Henry. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. That was a big team, but like I said, some of them never transitioned to the 19 because really only you from that team.
Well, Sharty did it too, Malcolm.
Sharty, yeah. You, Sharty, and Warren.
Yeah. Warren never made that team at that time. I don't know what had happened. Warren wasn't there. Because I was a goalkeeper along with this youth from Manchester. That I forgot what his name. Big thick brown dark youth.
Tomlinson was there. Badas wasn't there.
No.
Oh no, he was older because he was more like with Chad Wright and those guys. Yeah.
That was much older.
Yeah.
So
right.
It was from there. We transitioned into the national team, as I said to you, with 1990, where I was there as one of the third goalie.
Somebody says it's Alric Henry.
Yeah, Alric Henry. That was it.
Alric Henry is a goalkeeper from Manchester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No man, it's not Alric not Alric Henry name.
Mark Reed. Yeah. Big up. He says he lives in Boston right now.
Yeah. Mark Reed was there with us too as a goalie. So it was a good team. It was a good team where we could have gone places. But
Carl Brown, you see, somebody know all the history here. Carl Brown was the coach.
No, the under 23 wasn't Carl Brown was a coach. It was Mr. Henry. Yeah, Carl Brown was father. It was Mr. Henry along with Burtis Bell and these guys was a coach. Diggy Henry was a coach and Burtis Bell and so forth. What was that?
Okay, somebody was asking if Vinto Williams was there.
Vinton?
Yeah, Williams.
Vinton was older than we.
Herbert Richards was part of that team.
Herbert Richards, yeah man, the general.
General. And Belly wasn't on the team.
No, Belly was too old.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, Byron Earl was on the team.
Byron Earl and them youth from.
Yeah.
Was it from Boys from Tivoli? That Roderick and them youth there. So
Richie?
Yeah man, it was some good team.
Hey, no, man. No, we need to put in in our class. I give us some beat, man. Only don't qualify.
Penalty. I had to even save 3 penalty that day, and the guys have missed kick away.
Yeah, but so talk to us about now from there on you're in the national team, and what was that journey like?
The journey that with that national team, it was memorable. It started, where the 1990 Shell Cup I we played in Jamaica, was a part of that team where we win the Shell Cup that year for the first time. Where Carl Brown was a coach at that time. I was the third goalie because at the time you have my name Steve from Boys Town was keeping, and the same you from
Ninja,
Stats. Ninja, yeah, Clivey. And you have what's his name from Stats
Mar-
was
Marvin Chin.
yeah, was a second keeper and I was the third at that time, and there we
So
win the Shell
Boopy
Cup.
Boopy wasn't in the team at that time.
No, Warren wasn't in
Okay.
the team that time. And then after that Shell Cup, then the transition started made where, Warren would come in, me still there, and we move on from there, fighting the battles, qualification and the games, and they're fighting, pushing the team. Same way I was one of the leader, even though, I was not the captain or not the one of the starter, but one of the men who
Yeah.
get everybody going and get the team riled up for backers, and push the team to becomes where greater and to achieve the goal that we set out to achieve. We never dreamed that we could have played in the World Cup. We never dreamed that we had gone to World Cup and all these things. We just know say we play World Cup qualifying. When the Smooths come, when the Smooths come in 1994, them time I was in New York because I was playing for New York Metro Stars, and then I was playing for Long Island Rough Rider. So I was playing that it was 92, 93. At 92, I had get injured, broken my leg, I
Yeah, yeah,
froze.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, I
When
remember that, yes.
Then after that time, I migrate and go New York, to live with my families. I'm over there, my aunties and some of my uncles. I'm
Long
from
Island Rough Riders.
yeah,
The,
Long Island Rough Riders. I used to play with.
that's in the Bronx League?
No, that's out in Long Island. That was it USL.
The USL, okay.
Yeah, them time there was USL. But in the Bronx League, I played in the Bronx League for Mandela. And then I, played some of the league down in Brooklyn, playing for Jamaica in Brooklyn in that league. And
Okay.
then I played for the team in Jersey, Jersey Stars, and when Renaissance come now, that's when, Horace Reed had called me and said, well, Aaron, we need you back to come. You have a new coach. We want you to come. I want everybody to give them the fair chance for this coach to see them and thing. And knowing that I was playing in the US, and we come back and Renaissance said, well, all right, yeah, you play in the US. Whatever money you're getting in the US, we will pay you that amount to stay and play. Walter Boyd and myself and a couple more others, we had left the US League and started to train and play.
Oh,
There.
you actually left the league like Walter Boyd, I
Yeah,
think, did at that time, and a couple of other players who were playing in the USL
yeah,
actually gave up their contracts to come back home to play.
yeah, and played for
Oh,
with the national team, and they had paid us. They find like what happened. They had find like sponsorship
sponsors.
to cover our costing and our salary. And we say, all right, it's a journey, and give us the dream, and we get the dream, and we start dream from there. That we can go there, and it actually happened for us when we get to the World Cup, which is joy, something that I want more Jamaicans and more Jamaican players to have. I yes, we people are saying we're a legend and all these things, but and we went to the World Cup. We want more youngsters go to the World Cup. Not only youth World Cup, we want them to go see at the major one, the big ones, to see, what it is and what it takes for them to be in the World Cup and to get that feeling. I don't want it to be said that, oh, there's only one team I've ever gone to the World Cup, and it's a 98 team. I want to see more Jamaican teams that are really gone to the World Cup. And we have quality and talents there. But the problem that we have in Jamaica, the youth them don't willing to work hard for what they want now. And they're not willing to sacrifice a bit to achieve the little that is there, to achieve. My granny used to tell me to eat little and eat long. You know, these guys want to eat big. and eat up everything at once. So
Eat
the
little and
journey.
eat long.
Yeah, eat liquor and eat long.
I've never heard that one before, so I learned something today.
Yes, man. Because if you have a pile of food and you eat it all one time, there's nothing left for tomorrow. But if you
Yeah.
take a little from it each time, that's serve you for months and years.
Because one of the questions I want to ask you is that because many people believe that we have had better overall quality than what we had when we qualified in 1998. Maybe you don't believe that, but a lot of people believe that even in the last campaign, the kind of quality that was available to us. There was a campaign in 2002, which was the initial target, because the target wasn't really to get to the 1998 World Cup. It was to get to 2002 based on preparation. And I think we got there before, but we didn't qualify in 2002 when we had like a Bibi who would have flourished, Andy Williams, some of the younger players. Even you could have gone back. But never really, like the players, it never really happened. Right? What were some of the dynamics that made that campaign in 1998 work, that you would say these are the things? We can't take everything because football has progressed and life has changed. But what are some of the key things that we have not been doing that even with better quality, we have not been able to go back there?
Yeah, I will support you. We have more quality now than when in our time. In our time, what we do, we have this.
Heart.
The badge that we wear and a shirt was mean a lot to us. Our heart and passion was in it more than the dollars. You know what I mean? Yes, we wish the dollars were there like now, but we fight for the cause. When we go out for backers, we fight for each other, both on and off the field, and both, if a one get injured, all of us feel the pain and all of us feel the hurt. So that we were more together and we were more hunger. These guys not hungry.
But what about the guys now who would say, the young guys would say, yeah, Coach Lawrence, respect what I do, but look, you are right, but look at some of the other players that were playing at the campaign, how things tough on them. I don't want that to happen to me, That is what I mean, because there are people who believe that you guys have never been properly compensated for all your accomplishment. So these players are coming in right now are saying that, boy, I don't want what happened to the players in 1998 happen to me. So I want to ensure that I get my right amount of money. Because look at Aaron Lawrence, look at Warren Barrett, look at Walter Boyd, look at all of these players. I don't want to. How do you balance both things? You have the heart, but you still look out for your future.
Guess what? The future is important, but guess how? When you go into the World Cup, you get more than not going to the World Cup. Yeah?
Yeah.
So the little that you get now, and for what you'd have got when you go into the World Cup, is far way more. So you're fighting for, and these are the saying that I just said to you a while ago.
Yeah.
Eat liquor and eat long. You understand? Yeah. No, you want to eat a lot right now. And the liquor that you could have eat on the way to the World Cup. And when you get to the World Cup, that's where the big food come in. That's where people see you. That's where you go on the showcases. That's where clubs see you to give you more. It's not a national team. Yes, they should give you money. But it's not the national team. Not for the countries, the big countries, the England and other team. They don't give them players, pay them players to play. They give them an incentive. And we do that, in Jamaica. Well, we have to look at the bigger picture. You want to go play for some teams in Europe, not only in the MLS or in the USL or in the local league them that they played, where you get like $6,000 a month, which you can get at least 25,000, 30,000, 50,000 a week.
Yeah.
So those are the bigger pictures that we have to look at. Yeah. And these are the things that I talk about. Eat liquor and eat long. We never looking at the money at the time. Maybe probably never know money then. I must say that. But we were looking at the bigger pictures. we want to go to the World Cup. We want to go to the Gold Shell Cup. We want to go to the Gold Cup. You understand? When you go to those tournaments, the incentive package is bigger than even the World Cup qualifying and these things and so forth. So youngsters that are coming up, they have to look at the bigger pictures. We're not looking at the bigger picture. We're just looking, and another saying, my granny always say, look over the mountain. Not just looking at the mountain, looking past the mountain. You understand? So if you see the mountain there, you have to look further than the mountain. You have to look that hey, I can get over that mountain. If it takes you 3-4 days, I can get over that mountain.
It's a very difficult one, you know, and I hear what you're saying, and I understand it. But when I think about how, because I mean, I am from, like I said, I'm familiar with Western football, and I look at like players who play for Reno, who probably were thinking this kind of way. You know, let me eat little now, and you know, because I'm doing it for the love, I'm doing it for the heart. And yeah, they had some accomplishment, but are their families better off? And should they have really tried to secure a better future for themselves and their families initially? Because I understand that yeah, we have to do it because asking for what what I think I should get right now doesn't mean that I don't have the heart. And I think that is what the younger players are saying when they look at some of our older footballers. And I've seen some of them. I mean, I see like unsung ones trying to help, you know, past footballers who even represent the country. So maybe some of these players are saying that I don't want to fall in that situation 20 years down the road. So right now, if I'm going to be in it, I need to get what I can. Yes, I want to qualify, but what if I don't qualify? Am I going to be left with nothing? How? And that is what I'm thinking, that there needs to be a balance where the players can feel like, yeah, my daughter can go to school. I'm enough here. A call, Uncle Aaron, you can send $100 so we can buy some school book. It's a very tough situation, you know.
I understand. I understand what you're saying, and I'm looking back at myself. People call it the humble beginning. No,
Yeah.
I'm from a poor background. I'm not saying humble. My background, my family, them wasn't a rich family. I wasn't anything. And where I'm at now, I'm comfortable. And you know, my mother used to wash clothes to send me to school. My father used to drive bus and don't give me nothing. You understand?
Yeah.
For go to school. And now it's sad to say, but I don't really deal with my father much, you know, because my mother was the only person. My mother used to have Whitlow. They call it Whitlow on the hand when you wash clothes for people for send me to school. I humble myself, and I have take the little that I get, and I make sure my mother never have to do that anymore. I build a house. I have stuff. So the little that we have, people that never make it and now is in where they are is because of the lifestyle they choose to live.
Okay, so what I mean. So you're saying that when you
Because no,
when you get $10, other people are getting $10. You just make your $10
I'm
work.
probably getting more. I'm probably more getting 20 when I get 10.
But you made your own work.
Yeah, and these are the things that I'm talking now for the youngsters. Yes, you're going to play, but you're going to get something. I never hear of no Jamaica team that when you play, you don't get nothing. So the little you get, you have to make the best of it. And sacrifice would have to make. You understand? Remember, God made a lot of sacrifice for us to live in this world, that beautiful world that we live in now. When they crucify him is a sacrifice. So we have to make sacrifice too. You know that as one of the man.
Yeah.
You know, you make a lot of sacrifice to be where you are.
Definitely.
And these
No,
youngsters,
you know, my father used to be in the park as well. You understand?
that's what I'm saying.
A street man. So
Yeah.
I understand.
So these are the things that we talk about now, where you know these kids are willing to make any sacrifice to get where they want and to get to the leverage that they are. You know, they played the Elka Dakasta Cup, Manning Cup, and get some hype. And after that, that hype is for what? 3-4 months? And after that, you don't see them at training. You don't see them again. You don't remember, you don't know where they are. Because of what? The little hype that they get to their head.
Yeah.
So they think that they should be getting millions of dollars now for salary. Where if you go and take a 500,000 and go and make it work for you and try and invest. Because I was an investor. I'm not one of the brightest students, but I was an investor. I invest with the little that I used to get. And then, one, I get some. First, I said I want a house. I never get the house. First, when I was 20, and I set goals and targets. When I was 20, I want a house. And then after that, I want a car. I never get the house first. I get a car. You know what I do with that car? It was a ladder. I sent it to Negro to run on the road.
Yeah.
Well, I use it to let my driver drop me at work in Kingston when I was going to work in the national team. And I used to have at least 5 Corollas on the road. One running, 2 running a Negril, 1 run from South to Negril, 1 around White House, and all these things. So we invest with a little.
Yeah.
I go to the bank and pull out, get some loans, and invest. So
and you're admitting that you weren't, it's not like you're an accountant or you had degrees and those things.
I'm not one of the like I said, I'm not one of the brightest students.
Yeah.
I can help myself. You know what I mean? But I was one of the brightest investors. I know the investability that I have, because my grandparents taught me well.
Yeah. So do you talk to the young players and say, do you tell them these things?
Well, this is a platform that I have to use to really let them know. So that's why I'm letting them know now.
Yeah.
I have stuff where I can live.
Yeah, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of investments and things. Yeah.
I remember, when I was buying a piece of land over Land Island. Thank you, Raider West. I was saying Raider West.
Yeah.
Leroy Mirage. I said to Raider and pick up. We used to hang out at the
Yeah.
All right, we go right by Barker Street there. Because I hang out with older folks. And this is what the youngsters them don't learn. They won't hang out with their peers. And their peers not going to teach them nothing. And the peers not going to tell them when they're wrong.
Yeah.
You understand?
Hang out with the elders.
Yeah. And I always say I want a piece of land. And Raider West say, Raider, I want a piece of land over where you live. I want to check the thing there. You have a piece of land. He say, I want to be. And then boom, something come up where him tell me, hey, a lady sell back their own. Lady probably buy it for 100,000 and he sell me for 700,000. 700,000 I buy that piece of land for. I never have 20,000. But I'm gonna buy the land.
Yeah.
I go to BIM and say, Mr. Williams, a piece of land, let me some money. Because I used to work with BIM too and play.
Right. A lot of the arena players used to work at his local store right there.
Yeah. So, well, I'm not having money. I say, hey, I used to bank at NCB. I know the bank manager. I know, and even now, me and one of the bank manager assistant, which is a good friend still up to today. We would talk. Older lady for me. She come like my mother.
Yeah.
When in South, and I go to the bank, and I said, I see a piece of land, I want to get it, and I don't have nothing. I want 1 car up on the road, so I'm gonna use a car to be authorize for me, and I get the loan. I built a house in Land Island. Now today, I don't own no mortgage, nothing for. I paid off everything. I built a house. I don't owe for nothing down there. When I go to BIM, the first time I go to BIM, say I build my house too. BIM said I must build like a small house like Steve down the road, where 1 room and I said, no, I have a tiger plan now, wherever it's a tiger, it's my first plan. No.
Nice.
So,
Phase 1 or phase 2, man. What you mean, a 1 bedroom?
yeah, we go walk to Tennessee. He want to be in a 1 bedroom. You know, see. And I said, no, this I do. This is what I want. If we even take my time, this is what we want. And have a
Yeah.
brethren draft up a plan for
Yeah.
me and thing, and have the plan and get it passed at the parish council and stuff and so forth. And what I do, I used to when I get paid from the national team, I bring that check to BIM and take black cement, steel. I probably take I use my incentive to have me live black steel and so forth, and we build a house.
Yeah.
So we don't have no big lump sum of money to
You
do.
use every little bit. But let me get some of the
Yeah.
comments because I see this one. A lot of people saying real talk, man, speaking from him heart. Richard Stewart says, make your asset work. Smart man. Tennessee says that's it. Rowan says, man, speaking from the heart. Damian Benjamin, Benji, bless up yourself. Say, bless up, man, bless up, Aaron.
Bless
All
up.
is well, sir. AQ says, generally he's talking good info, but enough elders have no clue as well. Don't limit the argument to youths and elders. Just say hang out with smart and ambitious people. That's not limited to age. Because some of the elders, them don't have no clue for real, you know.
That's true, but guess what? Guess what? The ones that might hang around in them time have a lot of clue and a lot of driving force into my life to help me to where I'm at. I don't just the youngs, I am mixed. I'm hanging with everybody. Even on the road, the mad people gravitated to me wherever I go. And you can learn from these people too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I remember one time I was walking down Great Georgia Street. I reached at the courthouse. I forgot this mad guy we used to lick down, mash up the windows them on the road. And we lose a game in Kingston. They come on the TV. And the man come to me and say, hey, you shouldn't run out of the goal. If you had stayed back, you would have saved the goal. I said, ratted. So I mean, the madman I watch the game. I know what I'm going. So I listen to everybody and I take the good
What?
things
Yeah.
from each other. Yeah, I'm not limiting myself just to the older folks, but I more hang out with the older folks. Even
Okay.
though I hang out with people. Yes, deal with the younger ones, but we try to help them to push them up. But I try to hang out with people who can influence my life and who can help my life to enhance my life to move forward to where I'm at now and to get me to higher
Better
places and
places, yeah. Come, come
for
on,
me to live.
come on, Dan. I don't know if this is actually him under this guy says, Mannings asks who was his favorite captain in Mannings. I'm going to take out the high out of that in Mannings school. I hope you're not the name you want to hear, and you have the name of some of these guys, Come on, Dan.
No, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. All of you them that really captained the team for me when I was coaching at Mannings, I've done a tremendous job. I can't single out anyone and say he was my favorite captain. And even so, the players all the players was my favorite players
Very good answer.
yeah, really I was
Yeah.
honored and have a privilege to really coach and to play with. So
Yeah.
there's no one that I
All
could
right. We're going to get to that. This one says, Aaron have to know that he's not the average person, though. He says, all that he did with his money is rare and special. It's not normal. Congratulations. Well done. And then
Thanks.
RR is true. RR is saying, start a mentorship class, sir. You had great reflex, even with your mental reasoning. So probably this is what some of the young players need to know, that, whatever you get, you can use some of it to invest. You understand me? Because it don't make no sense. You keep asking for more money, and if you get more money, you have the same level of spending, not saving any. Because you can get a lot of people, like you said, were probably during that whole time of football was earning more. They were earning more than you, But no, I mean, your earnings have put you in a better place than theirs. Not because they weren't getting money, it's just that they weren't using their monies wisely. You know?
wisely. Yeah, 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 man. Even now in the Turks, I try to mentor most of these youngsters here. My fitness trainer, who hang with me. He said I'm his mentor. A guy that I met 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Already, people that I really sit and hang with.
Yeah.
Youth
Yeah.
that I really try to get through.
Yeah, we are an hour into this. I mean, I want to thank everyone for being on the stream. Very good. Lots of views, lots of persons on, lots of comments. Thank you for that. Remember to like the video, share the video, and subscribe. So we're going to segue now, as you mentioned, mentorship, because you are a coach. You have been coaching for a while, but a lot of that has been outside of Jamaica. Um, has all of it been in the Turks and the Caicos, or you have coached in other areas? And tell us about your time coaching outside of Jamaica and why outside of Jamaica.
It's not really something that I didn't envision that I would coach outside of Jamaica, and something that I was thinking about. Um, I was there at home once, and I get a call from Theodore. Whitmore had
Yeah,
called me and said that Horace Reed, I said that they need some coaches to go to Turks and Caicos. That the Turks and Caicos Island government, they want some coaches there to help build their program, to help push their program. And Horace Reed, I think that I'm one of the person who can really do that job to help to enhance and to grow the program here in Turks where I'm at. So I said, if they asked me if I want to go, and I said when, I pack my bag tomorrow. My bag always packed to move. I'm a traveler, so right away I take the offer. I said, well, it all depends on how they treated us and know what the money looked like and so forth. And I take up the challenge because at the time, where I was in Premier League, we just finished Premier League. I get relegated with Sandals at the time.
right, because you're a coach in Sandals.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
coaching Sandals in the Premier League, so I get
yeah.
relegated at the time. So
You actually
so
qualified
yeah,
you had left Free and qualified at Sandals team to the Premier League and then coached
yeah,
in the Premier League. Yeah.
yeah. I had bring Sandals from Business House, and
Yeah.
from thanks to my good boss, Mr. Jeremy Jones, who have given me that opportunity to coach at Sandals White House. At the time, we used to have a team at San and Negril Beaches, Negril, where I used to go down when I played. I used to go play with them and help coach in the business house. Them time the business house was a big thing
Yeah.
in Western Jamaica. And then, he had left and go to Turks. Unfortunately, Mr. Jones left and go to Turks to work, to open a hotel, beaches, Turks and
Turks.
Caicos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he had come back when they built
Sandals White House.
Sandals White House. You know, I even said one time to Mr. Jones when he was in Turks, one of you don't see a team over there where I can come and coach. Never knowing that I'll end up
One day. Yeah.
one day in Turks coaching. I just say it as a joke sometime with him. And speaking it into being then. The Bible says we have
Yeah.
to speak things into being and make it
Yeah.
happen. So, he come back and then he called me, Pooh, I'm here back at White House, close to you. Come and check me at the resort. And we go check him and then walk the property with him. They never opened yet. I walked the property. And he had said to me that, hey, I want to play some ball, We can find somewhere. And we see one look a spot. And we say, yeah, we can play some ball over there, And look here, like a sand, they call it the dust bowl at the time. And we said, we can start play some ball there, evening ball, me and him and a couple more staff members. And then I said to him, so why we don't just build back the team and build a team here at White House so we can play and the staff them can enjoy and the staff them can, have something to look forward to. And they say, yeah, all right, do it. And we grade down the year. We're going to try to build it further and push it further into the crocodile ends, because you have the swamp where the crocodile them there. We start pushing crocodile them further over here. And then we start that there. And we enter, we said we'll do the business house. And I said to him, so why don't we enter in the D1? I talked to Eva, he gets in the D1, and everyone say, yeah, you know, your organized company, you can go in the D1. We go to D1. The first year we lose a final in the D1 against Petersfield, and then the second year we won it, and we go to the Super League. From there on, first year we lose a Super League again, you know, to Wadada, and then we go back. The next year we won it again, and we won the Super League, and then we go into the playoff with Cavaliers, and then we come second in the playoff with the Cavaliers, and we move to the Premier League. So, and you know, so it's a long road in coaching from there, and then, you know, I end up at Turks and Caicos. Turks and Caicos is always like my home, away from home. Nice island, beautiful island, love it. You know, right now I'm trying to get a home there. I'm trying to, you know, purchase a piece of land and to get a house in Turks and Caicos, and also for living and also for business purpose. You know, because
your coach now, you're a goalkeeper coach.
Both.
Okay.
In Turks and Caicos, I'm like the everything for the football. I coach. No, I am the head coach for the senior men team, and the head coach for the under 20.
Okay.
Also the goalkeeper coach. So I'm doing both at once, because it's a small island, it's a small association. So we try to double up on things that we do here, and also know I'm current in talking to you right now. I'm in El Salvador.
It's El Salvador in the beach
beach
competition.
Beach football. Beach football competition. We have a tournament here that we enter into. So I'm here right now doing it. Today we played 2 games already. We lost both games, but you know, it's a learning process for the team, and we're here. Today's our day off, so that's why you see I have so much time. And really, that's why I tell you today is better.
It has been quite a while. We have been trying to do.
Yeah, you trying to reach out to me, you know.
Thanks to the big man.
Last time my family was with me. You know, my daughter was with me. My son was with me. So, you know, I was spending time with them, so I couldn't get that time to give them.
Any of them play the sport?
My first son used to play for Mannings.
Yeah,
and then he transitioned and I sent him to school in the States. And my second son, you know, he was a musician. He used to play violin. You know, he used to go camping and everything. He was the brain guy for the family. So he's just graduated from FIU last year, a musical engineer. So he's doing a bit of music. He's now he's singing. He hide it from me, but my talent.
I can see that you're proud of the kids, man.
Yeah, my first son also.
You need to tell him that you used to play the trumpet, you know.
Yeah, them know. I probably mean them get the musical thing from, I don't know. My first son now is also doing music. He's a DJ, and he make his own rhythm and make his own music. And both of them are working together, you know. And my daughter also knows she loves music too. You know, she dance and music, like music in their blood.
Music is in their blood, yes.
Yeah, so none of them. I have a son now, a small boy. So that one I was gonna be the baller. I have full football at the house now, nothing else but football. So him I'm gonna push into the football. I never really pushed them into it, and something that I sorry I never did, because I was thinking about education more than anything else. Because I say, hey, I never really wanted the brightest kid. I want you all to get something. You know, my first son, I stopped him when he was in Mannings from playing football, because he never was doing well in school because he was just playing ball. I used to coach him in Mannings, so, and I stopped him. So, you know, none of them really doing football now, you know.
Yeah.
Something that we regret, that I never make him continue.
Yeah, I know you used to also do this Real Madrid thing up in Montego Bay. Is Real Madrid one of the La Liga?
Yeah, it was a Real Madrid. It was a Real Madrid.
I mean, whatever happened to that project? It just.
What happened? I think when the pandemic, because I'd left it into my brother and a friend of mine, and to really do, and then the pandemic come in and really stop that program. I have some land there too that Miss Rollins had donated to me, probably about what, 13, 14 acres of land to develop, not given to me, but for me to develop it into the academy
yes.
and do stuff like that. And then, the opportunity come up when I have to go to Turks. So we still have that project where no, because of pandemic, it stopped that program. So, is for us to go back and look into how we can get it back on track. The other day I talked to Miss Rollins that I wanted to meet with her one day when I come to Jamaica when she's there. So, but one of the main thing for me now is focusing on the Turks and Caicos Island, where I want to get this team to the next level, where we can compete and compete properly in the Nation League and compete properly in the youth level on the under 15, under 14, because we enter in all the various competition. Sometimes when I see some competition on, I say, why Jamaica don't enter in these competition? And a small island that's Turks and Caicos have been entering these competition. It's just
all these
it's just a vision.
like preparational competition, Turks and Caicos enters,
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, because where we are now is like a preparational competition for
The official
May.
team. Yeah.
For May
for
Beach
May.
Football World Cup qualifying. So, we're doing
And the
this
under
these
15
days.
team enters competition as well in preparation for the under 15 tournament.
Yeah, we enter in everything, both women and men. We have girls and boys there, where I know we have the under 20.
Already. So do
Yeah.
you send this kind of information? To make sure that the persons in Jamaica know that, listen, this tournament is coming up. You guys are you they know already?
They know too, because CONCACAF sent out everything widely to all the stakeholders in the Caribbean. And
but you know what? Probably the excuse is Turks have money.
we don't. Hey,
No, but that's what
let me tell you something.
To be said.
This is one of
We don't have any money in Jamaica to enter all of those things.
This is one of the country that I found that the government and the business sector don't push much in. All the money, we have a few people that sponsor, yes, but the government not like Jamaica, where the sports people them go in
Minister, the sports minister, yeah.
Minister of sports that put money into the program. At Turks, I think the money that come from FIFA
is all they use to operate.
That's what we use to operate in Turks. You know what I mean? And that's why, we can enter in different competition and make it happen. We try. They choose competition that, where it's benefit, where we can afford to go to and enter, which is good.
Whoa.
So yeah, I coach everyone here, the goalkeeper more so, because when I come as one of the coaches, and then I said, but who's doing the goalkeeping for us? We don't have a goalkeeper coach, and without a good goalkeeper, we can't win no games. Yeah. So I said, okay, you used to keep goal, you go and take it over. So Andrew Edwards, asked me to take it over, and I take it over.
Right, because Andrew Edwards was there, but he's back in Jamaica now.
Yeah, he was there as a technical
director. Yes.
Yeah. So I take it up,
and there was also was it Shavar
Thomas? Yes. And Omar Edwards was me, Shavar, Omar Edwards, Andrew Edwards. The four of us had come and tried.
So you're the only one that is there. Yeah.
Four of us is still there.
Me and Omar Edwards.
Yeah. So, and when I do, they ask me to assist all the coaches as their assistant coach and also goalkeeper coach. I assist all the coaches and since last year, they give me the under 20. Said they want me to take over that project because Shavar was doing it, and Shavar had left, so they want me to take over the project. And we start from last year. No, the under 20 is next.
Right, it's next 2024.
Yeah, the qualifying is 2024, 2026, 25 is the next under 20 World Cup, and we're
Right.
preparing for that from
So you
now.
start preparing already. Your
We
under
start preparing the
20 are
youngsters
already
already.
preparing for the tournament in 2024. Wow.
25, the qualifying in 2024,
2024, yes.
and the tournament is going to be in because this year is the under 20 World Cup.
Right. So the
So we're
qualifiers
prepared.
start, and it's every 2 years. So the next one is
Yeah,
in
next year.
2025. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're prepared for 2025 already from last year, late last
Wow.
year after they played the under 17 qualifiers. So all those under 17 boys, we keep them and carrying them through the ranks for the under 20. Some of them are playing in the senior team. We have at least four of our under 20 boys are here. They're under 15 and so forth, playing with the senior men. So we
Whoa.
try to blood them and put them into the senior team too,
And
to
that's
help.
good preparation. That's good
Yeah.
preparation. That's what we
So
love to see start happening here in Jamaica. Like we should
yeah.
be already getting our under 20 group of guys prepared now for the tournament
Mhm.
next year as well. From
Yeah,
this time.
because even so, it was last 2 weeks. I asked our general secretary, "What happened to the under 23?" When I check back, I find some players who are not playing it, who can't play the under 20, and I said, "Well, we want to enter them into the under 23 for the Olympic qualifying." So we're looking forward to for that. We're trying to get how we can enter in that, so that we can have them go play that World Cup qualifying too. So the boys, because in Turks we the under 20 team, I enter them into the big man league also. So they're playing against big men every week by week, getting practice there. We're beating up some of the big men them too. The last week before I left, the week before, we have a game against one of the top team and we won that game 3-2, where people say it was one of the best game that they see played
Whoa.
in the league for a long while, and the youngsters them was at it, you know. So we're preparing,
Yeah.
and
I
it, for
mean, this is
both
this
sides.
is yep, this is good stuff. I mean, I see Vin Blaine also saying that Aaron is doing a great job building goalkeepers there. He sent a goalkeeper to Florida that is playing with Inter Florida right now.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah, that's one of our top goalie. And when I come to Turks too, there was no goalkeeper, none whatsoever. Not even can catch a ball.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah. Yeah.
know, and know each teams, the senior men's had four, maybe five. The under 20 at four. The under 15 at four. The under 14, which is the under 12 that we're working on for next
Yeah.
year, they got five. And we have some under nines that we're working on with now to come through the ranks. So, our general secretary, Oliver Smith, always said to me, "Oh, we're building a goalkeeper factory here. Big goalkeeper coach here, Lord." Every time you see me, I'm always saying that shit.
Yeah.
I said, "No, no, we're just doing our job."
I see Troy Malcolm here saying, big up, management. Greetings to my young prodigy here on Wildboy, all right.
That's the
And
general. That's the
yeah,
general.
that's the general one.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
try to left me out. Whatever happening with Rossi's, try always tag me in and let me see what's
And
going
and,
on.
and
So,
Betty Minto says good going here on Lawrence. Yeah, man. Thanks for that.
thanks.
Yeah, man. So I love that forward planning in terms of preparing. And like KY says, he hope the JFF is watching this, which is just how you are preparing for a tournament in 2025. And you say you started from last year, which is 2022, right?
Yes.
Because oftentimes the issue we have is that our coaches say they don't have enough time. You right,
Yeah.
but you have to start the preparation early to get things set up so that you stand the best chance of qualifying. So I think this is a great thing that you're doing with football in Turks and the Caicos. I mean, we hope they can have some success, and it seems like you have the support of the federation in some of these plans that you have there and what is working. So there is a coming together, which is also good in the football. Now, one of the other things I want to talk to you about is yesterday I had a conversation with a couple of my friends from 101 on Arsenal, Apollo, and I was asking about just people outside of Jamaica, because you have kids, for example, who there are Jamaicans living outside of Jamaica. There is still this dialogue between those who live in the geographical space borders of Jamaica and those Jamaicans who live outside of the geographical border of Jamaica.
Yeah.
All Jamaicans. But somehow, the ones who are on the outside don't feel like they are appreciated by the ones who are on the inside. And the ones on the inside think like the ones on the outside want to come and take their space, right? So you experienced that because in 1998, part of the campaign, we had Dean Burton, Paul Hall, Fitzroy Simpson. I mean, at the latter stages, he had like Robbie Early, had Frank Sinclair, he had Marcus Gill coming on, and after that, many campaign. How do we bring both things together? That those on the island are welcoming to all Jamaicans who are not on the island, and those off the island feel and believe that yes, these people on the island have great appreciation for us.
Why do we have this motto, out of many, one people?
Yeah.
Yeah? Out of many, we are all a one. It doesn't matter where you come from and where you are. We are one Jamaicans. And in our campaign, when these guys come in, we bring them in with open arms because we know they have a different level that they can bring to the table.
Yeah.
If even for professionalism, or even for work ethics, and the know-how. And these are the problem I have with us now. We don't welcome these people outside with open arms. And these people can help. Yes, you can have some that's not good enough, but they can bring something else to the table. When you look at our leagues in Jamaica, can we compete with the others? How many players from Jamaica is playing in the biggest league in the world? Huh?
Yeah.
Not many.
Not many. Yeah.
Not many. So these players going to bring something different to the table. These players going to bring. It's how we deal with it, and it's how we welcome these players. And sometimes you see these players come and probably never perform because the welcome wasn't that good enough.
Yeah.
So they say, "Oh, why am I here then? Because nobody wants me here. Nobody cares about me." But when Dean Burton, when Paul Hall, when Fitzroy Simpson, they come, and Darren Powell, when they come, we go, bring them in. Come on, you're part of us. I was one of the men behind with all these guys. They share room with me. When them come run this most Heron, you're responsible for these guys. May they comfortable. And these are the reasons why me and most of them, Robbie Earl and these guys. Robbie is my best friend right now. We still talk every time him shout me and think, because we welcome these people into our home. Because it's our home and they're part of our home. They're Jamaicans.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Jamaicans. So why don't we welcome them? If we want to reap the fruit, we have to plant a nice like a seed, and we have to water it to reap it. And we're not doing that. Not because you come from Timbuktu, you come from, Mars, you come from Jupiter. We all are one. The motto said, out of many,
one people.
Why that motto?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes. Should we? Yeah, go ahead.
No, before, remember what you said. You think if all the players that are in Jamaica are doing what is required of them to do, we'd have to go for somebody outside? How many players know when you look at the Premier League? I watch it too. How many players know when you look at the Premier League? You can say, hey, these players they're better talented players than the ones that are coming in. But how many of these players you can say, hey, these players can go break into the market in England or breaking into the market in the MLS? How many players are playing in the MLS for Jamaica?
The numbers have reduced significantly.
So
probably around 5.
Players? So it forced the coaches and the managers' hands to go for players on the outside who can help the country to become better and to get more. I have no problem with it. And I never have a problem with it. When they come from my position in Jamaica, you know what I tell them? They were going for
Yeah.
a goalkeeper in our time. That is what's his name? He keep for England.
David James.
David James.
Yeah. Because they were going for David James. And you were happy. You were happy about it. If people know,
but
like, you're looking
you know
forward
what we
to
said?
coming. Yeah.
You know what we said to Mr. Warren? We said to the youngster that our third goalie, that is Donovan. We said any goalkeeper them bring come here, them can't get way out. And we're going to work double time.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. So these guys have to work for their spot. They want it to give unto them. I don't think they're working hard enough to get the spot for them to be the one for Jamaica. And when they come and play, even the ones that when you give them an opportunity, they didn't do nothing. And some people say, oh, they get limited time. If you get whatever time you get, make the
most of it. Yeah.
I remember in my time. Yeah. In my time, I sit on the bench for years. Never frowns. Never hope that Warren get injured. Never want Warren to do bad. Warren is my friend.
Very supportive. Yeah.
I train harder than Warren. I never complained that I was training hard. When everybody come off of the field, man, Randy Smalls and the rest of them, Carbone kicking shot after hours there. You know what I said to myself? When my time come, I'm going to show the world that I should be here. I'm going to show the whole nation that I should be a part of this team.
Yeah. Hey, you need to really talk to the people because they need to hear this. I hope they're listening now because, like I said, some of these people did believe like they have a divine right.
Mm-hmm. To the program. And like you're saying, like, listen, you have to work for your spot wherever you're from, whether you're living in Jamaica or living outside of Jamaica. Work for your spot. For your spot.
The truth, you have to embrace them. So because one of the things is because, like I said, the gentleman was saying a lot of the English, the players who are born in England, they don't feel a sense of appreciation. Like I said, there is not a welcoming feel by the populace. I don't, because I'm not in the team, but so I don't know what happens in the team itself, right? But just from the sentiments of the fans, you feel like they don't want them.
They don't want them.
When the truth is, we're not going at the state where football is maybe 20 years down the road when everything improves. But right now, the state of the football, we need additional help. We need help from the outside to come in and help make our teams better. So how are you going to help with that? How are you talking to Robbie and say, Robbie, listen, we need to get involved and engage some of these players. Is there any move like that, or you can't do it? How can we fix it? Or how should we fix it?
No one ever asks for help. So we're going to help something that no one ever asks for help. Yeah, probably no one remember that you're in Turks and Caicos doing a good job. But you can't just push yourself into something and nobody welcome you either.
Yes.
And it's sad to know that you have been to the World Cup for more than 20 odd years. What kind of welcome and appreciation they have for us as players after we've been to the World Cup?
Let me tell you what they should have done. Let me tell you what they should have done. Let me tell you. So last the qualification for the World Cup, when we were about to play the United States, it was 20 years since we had celebrated. And I said to them that what the Minister of Sport and the JFF should have done is to invite all the players who were part of the campaign after 20 years to come to that game, just to do some sort of walk around the stadium and applaud, because it was 20-year celebration when we qualified. It was in November the game was played, because we actually qualified, I think the 11th or the 12th of November when we played Mexico. So that was the day when I think, or close to the time we played the United. And I had put that out there, that there has to be, when you bring back all the players, like I said, but maybe it is forgotten. Maybe they are thinking about it at some other point. But
listen, that alone probably would push a drive in those players to see us back into their mix, who they have seen on TV. Some of them never born, some of them don't know us, some of them never seen us in person. To come and say something, hey, well, good luck, we're blah 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 blah, we're here, we're supporting you, and so forth. I think one of the things that we lack a vision, and lacking a vision is coming from the head also. We have no vision. I don't care when I talk now. We have no vision because what we don't do. The vision is also started from young. Last year I went to under 15 tournament, under 14. There was no Jamaica team entering that tournament on the CONCACAF
Yeah,
youth
yeah.
level.
No Jamaican team entered. Yeah, yeah.
None. So how can you have a program and you get money for these programs? So why are we not investing in the program? And then we're gonna talk that we want players only from Jamaica to play on the national team. It cannot work. Players from Jamaica alone cannot make it because you need that professional experience and the professional settings. Some of the players, and I must say it again, when the players come from the UK and wherever they come from, they're not feeling welcome.
Yeah. So let me ask it again. Because right now I feel like you and I need to work on some bridge building. Because I want us, I'm getting old now, Because me I tell you about Cement Kid. You understand me? Me I tell you about Birdie. You understand me? Me I tell them say you used to. Let me just tell people. And Ariel Lawrence keep my team, because when Corner League they are Westmoreland, you have the one at Sovereign and Newmarket, then you used to have Potter Gold, then you have the one up at Mint Road at Grangeville, you have the one at George is playing and thing when he used to come play for Palati with Bracket, them time me all 13-year-old and I start and I score a big goal. But
Yes, man.
so we want to be bridge builders, right? So is there a way that persons like you and say like even a Robbie Earl and other players can say, listen, all right, let us put together something to work as liaison persons with the federation, all right, where we can help to build this bridge where there's a quick transition on both sides, where the players outside of Jamaica, because it could happen to my kids, it could happen to your young son, that he's not welcome when he comes to Jamaica 10 years, 20 years from now. So when we talk, we're talking about not just some other people's kids, but even our own kids could experience this same unwelcoming feel. So what can we put in place to sort of yeah, man, go ahead and do it, and then we get to the question. Yeah, what can we do to build the bridge where we can say, all right, here are these 6 players, or here are these 10 players from here or here. Maybe you can have Robbie or me, or maybe Wes, or maybe that's Wes Morgan, maybe Dion, maybe Fitzroy. We can call them and help to integrate them in the system, while you have some of the past players who are in Jamaica talk to the local players who have the same mindset like you, to say, listen, it's when these players come, here are some of the things they need to do to make them feel welcome in the team. And that would include now, you're going to have to stand up for them when the fans speak, because part of what I think needs to happen is that the players here are the ones who are born in Jamaica, needs to be like, they need to be the mouthpiece. So when you hear the fan base saying, why this one, you need to come out and say, listen, we need these players. So can that happen? Can that bridge be built with players like you and Robbie and others, Joby McAnuff, the Garrett McCleary, the Dean Burton, the Paul Hall, the Fitzroy Simpson, and the ones who are here, the Warren Barretts, all of these guys who are here, who played in 1998 when there was an integration of the players?
You we have to in Jamaica have to wanted that to happen. We can't just pick it up on our own to do such thing because remember they don't recognize us anymore. They want to recognize that we have been to the World Cup. The players them that are there now don't know us because they probably see some picture in the office. If some of them have been to
The JFF office.
how break that bridge because the FA itself haven't how many years now? 20 odd?
Yeah.
Which game we have I remember one time I wanted to go to a game after I beg a ticket to go to the game. You only can get like one ticket and you have family and you represent the country at the highest level. So how are we gonna just come out and just say, hey, we want to do this and we want to do that for players? So we're gonna leave it alone. We're gonna just say, hey, that's your beef. I got my job here doing. I got my thing here doing that I want to do. I'm trying to help some other youngsters from somewhere else, which we should have helping our own Jamaican youngsters. We have a few youth here in Turks who are Jamaican parentage. They could have represented Jamaica, but what? We don't want it. We're not going to make them come there because they're not going to be feeling welcome to represent our own nation. Everywhere we go, people love Jamaica. People talk about us. People talk about the World Cup. Before, when I get older, oh, there's only 98 teams have been to the World Cup. We want more teams to go. How are we going to do it? We have to come together. We have to come together as one. First, at the JFF level, at the president level, we have to come together. It started from there. Yeah, we can't think about ourselves. We can't think about ourselves. And this is what I see with Jamaican football. And I'm talking about the federation itself now, not the football playing part of it, where they only think about themselves and what they can achieve. Yeah, and what they can achieve. I don't care if no one will vex with me when I talk, because if I left Turks and Caicos and I'm supposed to beg nobody for a job. Yeah, it's yesterday when I look in my email, I see I do a B license course, and I see my certificate pop up. What's rated? I remember. You understand? So I am qualifying myself also. But when I left football, I left the Turks and Caicos, unless somebody else is giving me a bigger offer for me to go. If they say, Aaron, your time up, that's it. When I left, I was supposed to left and sit down at my house and relax and not fighting to go into any football field because I already have what I have achieved to sustain me and my family for the rest of my life. So I'm not begging no job. And I never beg a job for my bond. I let my work speak for itself. And if you think that I'm not good enough, then get rid of my ass. So the Jamaican people in the hierarchy, from government to Minister of Sports to the JFF, if we want to go to the next World Cup, we must come together and build the program. The program need building from players outside and players inside. Program need building from the young to the old. Because all youngsters, and we did it here in Turkey, I tell them, all youngsters can't play on one team because you're not going to have any leaders out there. The young cannot lead the young. You need senior stake people to help to lead youngsters and to help to lead a nation. Yeah, you phase out the older ones. Phase. You don't just wholesale, chop, boom. You're never gonna make it. So we must come together and build the JFF and build the country for The GFF first, and then the country come after. Because without the GFF, the country can't make it. So the ed, they all have to come together and work together, and they're not doing that. They're not doing that.
Yeah. I just thought about this. I mean, I'm just saying that I can't remember, like, and I've been around the football for many years. Like, that follow the football. But, like, I can't remember being at a game where one of our national players, it was their last game, like and whether they came off the bench and went on and the crowd clapped them in celebration of their career to just signify he's gone into retirement. I can't remember that happening with you, who have done so much for the football. Warren Barrett. I can just go through Theodore Whitmore, who scored 2 goals.
Theodore was the coach.
Huh?
Who was the coach? Theodore Whitmore was the coach.
Yeah.
You understand that? And these are in other countries. People recognize their people. People say, "Oh, you're a legend." No, I don't want a legend status. I don't want no the big man status. I don't want no status, and I don't want nobody to say, "Hey, Aaron, a big man, I rate you and rare." And I don't want no plaque. I don't want no nothing. But if they don't do it, it's fine with me. I don't care. You understand? But to build a program and to build a nation, you have all these players have passed through the system. Some of them, like you said before, wanted to help, because we made mistakes. Everybody made mistakes. We don't come together as a FA and say, well, then we look at these players and the past players, we recognize them, 20 years gone, nobody have nothing, Minister of Sports, nobody do nothing. Nobody recognize. The only time that people recognize, 98 team was one of the good teams that go to the World Cup. That's it. Well, players from the 98 team, yes, like you say, suffer. Don't have anything. Yeah? What are we going to do to help? We don't have to go in our pockets to come out and do something to help these guys. We can have events and we can have things and invite the public to come and share with us. We can have dinner, we can have gala, we can have all kind of stuff.
Yeah. I always felt like that and you're right. I always felt like that 1998 team could do that. You bring them back to Jamaica. You say, listen, they're playing against whomever. Even the present Reggae Boys team in a friendly game at Jared Park or Catherine Hall or the National Stadium, people will come and support that. And those things are just because we have to find a way. I see it in international football where, for example, Argentina took Kun Aguero, I believe, to the World Cup. They named him just because they wanted him to receive a World Cup medal. You saw where Brazil brought Dani Alves because they believe they would have won and they want him to have a World Cup medal, right? So there is a way to rightly send off people. We have a good example is a Wes Morgan who came when he was a captain of Leicester, won the Premier League, and I don't think he was send off, allowed to come back and play a game. I don't think it didn't happen with Ricardo Gardner. It didn't happen with Ian Goodison. Ricardo, I can list names. Even with Ricardo, even with Jeremy Johnson, who was a part of the team, they didn't go to the World Cup, but he came back to Jamaica and even played in the league. And in his latter stages, he was even called up to the national program. I think that last game that he was going to be played, it should have been announced. Jeremy Johnson is retiring from international football. Let's put our hands together. Let him walk off, standing ovation, even if it is 10 people in the stadium. These things are not done. You don't know that then the player retire, you just know them stop. You just see them stop being called. Rudolph Hoskins.
You just see them.
Yeah. They just stop being called and you just say, okay, they must retire. But there's no official announcement and recognition for service. But we do it in other sectors. Usain Bolt basically did the whole circuit thing in his retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cricketers do it. Chris Gayle, they put on big function recently because Chris Gayle is going out of cricket.
Yep, it's what it is. It's what it is. Well, we just have to live with what it is, and we just have to speak and to try and see if we can make it better, and see if we can, because when I speak passionate about Jamaican football. Because without Jamaican football, I wouldn't have what I have. Probably would have died already. I'm over here turn gangster and doing shit, which we have come through them kind of thing. We see stuff happening around us, and we never went that road. We went the football road, and it have paid off, and it have get us to where we are, and for what we're doing. And I'm happy that I've chosen that side of it where I can help my family, where I can help my friends, where I can help others. Where even if I just talk to, I can help some youngsters coming through the ranks and so forth. We have some youngsters here. Every day they come to the room. A couple of them just come a while ago.
Yeah.
You see me, wanted to talk. They don't wanted to, talk about the game last night and think, oh, they do. They put their trust in me, to help them guide them through. So these are what we do, and these are what we will always do to help youngsters to come through the ranks and to help them to guide them through. And like I said, a lot of people reach out to me from all over the world with their son who want to play for Jamaica. Even the other day I called Downs about a young man for the under 17, but it was too late. This boy playing in Red Bulls Academy in New York. So the mother know me and reached out to me. And it was too late when they said they already select their team, but if they qualify, they probably look at them, send videos and stuff. So we're here. We're here building the Turks and Caicos, which is good for me.
I'm going to let you talk to the youngsters, but I have one. Jason here saying, let me put up this comment. He says, players past and present need to be given their flowers. The real fans have not yet forgotten though. All right, definitely, Jason. The fans are always there. Listen, one thing I can tell you is that, listen, no matter what you hear happening, I want people to remember this. No matter what you hear happening in South, Jim Dandy is still there. Hagla is still there. The players are still there. And listen, nobody touches them. There's still a high level of respect. So their status is still established. Same thing in Montego Bay. No matter what you hear happen, when it comes on to the footballers, the people in the streets have a high level of respect for them, young and old. But Sir Lawrence, listen, here's what we want to ask you, right? You are going to...
A while ago we're going on a lunch break, it looked like. Because
you're
I wasn't hearing you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you're going to the biggest 7-a-side football championships, right? You have to be a part of the team because you're the goalkeeper. Who are the 6 warriors you're taking with you to win this football championship? So it's a 7-a-side. You are the goalkeeper. You have 6 other players to choose, and you get to choose a coach.
From where?
Anywhere.
Which one of anyway.
It's up to you. You're picking your team. But they would have either you have played with them, players that you have played with throughout your career.
Warriors. You have Agla. That's the first warrior.
No, man. When I say warriors, I mean, but you know what? It's football we're going to play now, so you have to pick a team that going to win as well, All right.
Yeah, football, without defense, you can't win. Without defense, you can't win. You have Agla.
Yes.
You have
Shorty Malcolm. You said Shorty Malcolm. Donald Hewitt. Doing goal. That's 4. There's 3 more spots left.
You have Theodore Whitmore too.
Theodore Whitmore. 2 more spots left.
You have Winston Anglin was one of them warrior where you could have gone with. 1 more spot left because you don't select no goal scorer yet, Yeah, man.
Who goal scorer?
Goal scorer. You don't go with T-God.
Okay, so your team is Aaron Lawrence in goal, Hagler, Mark Hagler Wilson, Stephen Shorty Malcolm in defense. In midfield, Winston Twinnibug, Anglin, and Donald Hewitt, along with Theodore Tupper Whitmore, with Paul T-God Davis leading at M. And who you want to coach the team?
I don't well.
The man that says Rossi is 85 team you're selecting to go on.
But I didn't let the coach even notice. But
Yeah, yeah. Well, definitely. Yeah, man. But listen, man, it was such a good conversation. We have so many fans out there listening to you right now. So go ahead. I mean, whatever nugget you want to drop, share with them. Because I want to allow you to go and talk to your team and prepare for the rest of the competition and the games tomorrow. But I want to personally thank you for being a part of this. Listen, somebody that you brought such great joy to Western Jamaica. I mean, people felt like if Wireless is in the goal, so many keepers come through Reno who probably looked up to you, from Luxury to even Men's, who that
yeah,
that
man.
that guy named Men's who used to pick up
Yeah,
ball, who
yeah.
became a goalkeeper at Reno.
God, I know you there.
Yeah. Rusty's also the goalkeeper named Boxer, who I
Yeah,
think he
man.
kept after you. Um,
Yeah,
Marvin something was his current name. Forget his name, but
yeah, Marvin from
yeah,
West.
yeah. So all of these, so many persons. When I think about, even your work at Manning's, do was a part of the team that you coach, Dewey and Carr,
Good car, yeah, man.
and how good he became as a goalkeeper, that Manning's team that did very well. So, like I say, your work speaks for itself, man, and that's a joy that our
Yeah,
character
yeah.
precedes us, you know. And all the Westmolite from Richard Cook saying, Dada, you understand me in here. We have Dave Stone, a Western man again, saying all the best, Coach Lawrence Clayton Maraj, big up, saying hope you still have them bottles. I don't know what them
Yeah,
bottles.
yeah, yeah. Him know the Buckers, him know the Buckers, him know the Buckers. I still have them. Not the O's.
Yeah, yeah, man. So, yeah, man. But take your time, and you have the final word, and then we will close the show. So, anything you want to say to the fans, to whomever you want to thank, you can go ahead, Coach Lawrence.
First, I have to start with the players. The youngsters are in Jamaica. In Jamaica. Don't just want to be in Jamaica. Want to go out there to see other things and to be patient. To be patient and to work hard for what you want and set goals and dreams and aspiration that you want to achieve. Put targets ahead of you where you want to go. Don't just sit back and open for something to give unto you. Go out there and fight for it and work hard for all that there is that is out there for you to achieve and offer nothing but good to people and to yourself and to your family. For the fans out there, I just want to thank everyone who have reached out this afternoon and those who have not even get a chance to reach out. It's something that I felt a special joy hearing from some of the comments and that there, Vin Blaine was on it, is something that I really respect and honor the people who have taken their time out to support us and to give us that great joy that we need and to be a part of our life and to help us through. Because without you guys, we couldn't have make it. Even without anything, you have give us joy and passion. You have give us love, which is more important than even money. Because when one loves you, you can do great things through love. Yeah, money and other things is important because without money you can't eat. But if you don't work for it and if you don't willing to sacrifice and fight and make a difference for your family and yourself, it won't work. So thank to all of you that supporting me over the years and have been there for me. Players who I've played with, throughout my whole entire career, from Boys Club, from Malden, from Rossies up to Reno to Violet Kickers and the teams that I've coached over the years. I just want to thank all the players who have making me look good. Even when I can't coach, you make me look good. Because without you as players, I couldn't have been where I'm at now, coaching, because is because of the coaching career that I've choose. If I was just there in Jamaica not doing anything and running a little business, probably I'd be still there. And you have helped me as a coach, from Mannings, who start my coaching career at Mannings. I'm most grateful to Miss
Work
um,
stuff.
work staff who have called me in her office and say, hey, Aaron, I want you to come and coach this team. I want you to come and help. Mendes was a coach at one of the point in time after we had, you know, had break up with the team when we were there with my other coaching friends there. Even though Aja, who I coach and manage, is in Turks and Caicos. Me and him hang
Oh,
out there. Yeah, he's in Turks with me. Also playing a little bit still. Him still old, but him can't make the Masters League team. But I have some bad knee and I'm too young. But it's a joy. It's a joy coaching at Mannings. And then I left Mannings, because I thought, other people think that, we have done enough where I can take the team to another level, which I think, if I'd get the opportunity, because when you build a team, you have to build it from down, come up. It's just like you building a house. The foundation have to right before you can live into it. And if you plant a tree, you have to plant it by the seed and water it and nurture it until it grows to where it can bring fruit. And at Mannings, I don't think, it's sad that I left when I left. I left because the Russies have come calling and I wanted to see what my old school days offer. I can go back to my old school and give back there. And it was a joy for me to coach at the school that I've made my life better. I've put me on the road. I end this thing there and I saw a note where sometimes I don't think that I wanted to even go back. How much I was bitter at Rossi's and what happened down there, where ones want to really tell you what to do and things like that. Where I never, I don't like that. If you give me a job, let me do the job. If I'm not doing it right, then you get rid of me. But don't give me a job and want to tell me how to do the job. I don't work that way. And that's the reason why I had left, you know, Rossi's. After I left, they win. I never feel bitter about it. I never feel away. I said, those are my players that won. And, like I said, I was building a team at Rossi's. And I was building it from ground up. And, they wasn't patient enough for me. And I'm a patient guy. They wasn't patient enough for me to wait and to see the fruit go forward. So I just pack my things and go from there. And then I went at Froome, which Froome welcomed in open arms. I feel like I was a part of Froome for years. Like Froome was my school that I went to. The type of support that I get from Froome more than the support that I get from my own school and my own former players who I played with and passed through that. And that's why sometimes I said, I don't keep contact with people. I just stay where I'm at and stay by myself because I never get enough support from my past players at Rossi's. That many. Some of them have come through. Some of them have, you don't even see them. And they complain about their brother don't play and they complain about they never don't play. And they never come and see what is happening and try and give support. Froome, I left Froome also, to come at Turks, which, was one of my sad moments because I think we could have done great at Froome. And even now, I still correspond with the Froome people and I must thank them to be there for me and to be a part of my development. Sandals White House, give me that big breakthrough. I have a coach in the Premier League. I coached in the Premier League with Reno, but I was playing and coaching. So they have given me the breakthrough. I must thank all of those people at Sandals and thank the players who have suffered and fight the backers with us right through my career of coaching and my career of playing. You know, the players are more so and all the teams that I coach. Mannings, Froome, Rossi's, Reno, and Sandals, White House, which is now Sandals. of course, and also the Jamaica national under 15 players and that I've coached. Because I coach at the Jamaica national under 15 too.
15 years.
Because the Turks, yeah, which I was doing well with those guys. And now I'm watching the Premier League and I see a lot of players that have come through my hands from the under 15. I see players gone overseas to play. All of those players, because without the players, we couldn't make it. And it wasn't me. I wasn't even one of the best coach. I was one of the greatest coach, but I know I can help myself and I can help youngsters to come forward and come through. So, all of those people and all of those players, I want to thank them. I want to thank the supporters. I want to thank you, to give me this forum to speak, on behalf of Jamaican people and on behalf of all other former players that have been there, So I must thank you too, and thank the Turks and Caicos Island, the president Sonia Fulford and my boss, my friend, Oliver Smith, who I've given
Somebody
the
was asking if
opportunity
Oliver Smith is
to
half pint.
coach.
Somebody asked earlier if Oliver Smith is half pint.
It's half pint.
Yeah, that's what they asked.
Like Oliver Smith, yeah, he's over. If it's half pint, yeah, I'm half pint. Shot, look a shot, man. But it's our general secretary.
Okay.
There, which who supported us. We fight battles, me and him fight, and we make up. Me, from things not go right, we're going to make nice. And all the staff here at the Turks and Caicos who have supported me, given me, I was last. I was to coach and then they asked me to stay on because they don't want to lose me. They want me to stay and think. So, we're putting in the work. So I must thank all the members of staff at Turks and Caicos and all the executive members who are there have given us support. I have a friend there, like a brother to me now, Mikey Biggs, who used to be in Jamaica. He's from Jamaica. Most of Jamaican people were hang around there in Turks. He's from Jamaica. He's one of our team were brought in to support. So I want to thank these guys. There's a lot more people at the time, but we will go forever. We have that time to go forever. But
yeah, all right.
Try Malcolm. Try Malcolm, who's always there. Too young. I come up. Try always push me. Diggy Henry, who have made a way for me when there was no way. The way where I was going, Rossies have changed my life. So probably out dead now or something, but Rossies have given me a platform, an opportunity to make it into the world. And I am grateful to that opportunity. And I'm, Rossies is my heart. And even though I said sometime I don't feel like I won't go back, but it's my heart. They have something because my daughter was with me and my son was with me. So, thank you all. Thank you all for being there in my life. Downswell, who helped coaches me also, it's an honor. Rennie Simores, Carl Brown, everyone. Yeah. Horace Reed, who's still playing a role in my life to get me this job. I want to thank them. I want to thank them also for being there. And thank everyone who supported this broadcast.
Yeah. All right, people, listen, you have it. You couldn't ask for anything more. You have gotten it all. From past to present to the future outlook. The good times, the bad times. The soft-spoken, the God-centeredness, the openness and honesty, the integrity displayed, an interview filled with all of those things and more. Now, some of you have just joined the stream and you're asking questions that have been answered, like Boris Johnson, who is always late to the party. Coach Boris, you have to go and listen it on the replay. We cannot ask the questions that we have asked already, so you have to go back and watch it. So big up to all of you. But one thing I want to say, I have highlighted Glendon, you on comment. He says, Aaron, we want you back at Westmoreland. Are your brethren sketchy one? Here, let's see.
Sketchy. Get him a general. Yes, get him a done. Get him a done.
If Serena need
you know,
you,
last well, I know.
we
You
have
know,
ever
last night.
interview for Reno, you know that. But go ahead.
Huh? You know,
we
it's
have
last
an
night I was
interview
talking.
for Reno. But go ahead and see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know, it was last night I was talking to what's his name again? He's the general secretary of Reno.
Dean.
And it was, I see him was messaging me for
Was it Dean?
No, man. No, not Dean. Was in politics. What's the name again? Shucks. He was messaging me for a long while too, and I ignore because I said everybody come every time, come and bring up stuff and say, hey, Reno, we want to do this, we want to start this, we want to, and it never works. We come with sweet things, but last night I said, all right, yeah, my answer him. I call him, we're talking for hours. What's his name again? God. But we were talking for hours. He's saying no, the general. He calls a lot of people who, respectable people.
We go
Respect
find
in the inner circle where as a part of the system.
we
So
go find out. But we
I
need to
tell him
have a
whatever
different.
help.
We
I
need to
tell
have a
him
different.
whatever help.
You can, yeah. Same thing with me. We need to have a different conversation about Reno because if we start that right now, with that is going to end the next week, and that
No, different thing.
different thing, yeah, man.
Thank you.
This is man. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. All the best to you and to your family. Looking forward to, like I said, talking with you again. Keep up the good work, and like I said, let your work continue to speak for itself, right? And let when they hear about Aaron Lawrence, they see the work before they hear the name. And they see the signs of the work that you're doing, and that is the joy of life that our work precedes us. There are lots of lessons because all of us can get the same amount. It's not what you get, is what you do with what you get that makes the difference. And you have made the much of the little you had, and that little, like the Bible teaches us, if you manage the little well, then you'll be a ruler of even greater things. And because you have managed well the small amount of resources, you have been a manager of even bigger amount of resources. And so that is commendable for all youngsters out there, especially those in sports, to walk away from and listen to and heed, right? We can all get the same amount of money, but what you do with the money is more important than the amount of money that you get. All right? So make your money work for you, because when you stop working, your money needs to still be working. You always remember that. You won't work forever, but you can put your money in a place where it is always working. And as it works, it keep on producing for you. All right. So again, thank you, Sir Lawrence. It was an absolute joy being here with you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and God's richest blessings to you and your family, man.
Yeah, man. Once a Rastaman of mine said to me, small mercy, thankful receive. So small it is, you have to give thanks. Thank you for having me. It's a joy and honor.
Yeah,
One
man,
love.
every time. And I have to say before I go, Bracket, thank you so much, because
Yeah,
if Bracket kind
the
of helped,
general.
the general had to make the connection.
We
But
put this
thank you.
together. Yeah. You
Yeah.
know,
So
yeah, the other day, 2 months ago, I was with Brackett, at his house. He showed
yeah.
me,
Remember that's
you
when we
know,
spoke when you were with him.
yeah,
Yeah.
warm welcome.
Yeah, man.
The first meet, we really, because before I would say, Brackett, get a hotel for me to stay, because sometimes when you go stay amongst people, they want you to leave at a certain time, and Brackett say, "You mad? No, you have to come stay at my house." And Brackett opened him house to me and made me feel good. I'm
Yeah.
feeling like a brother, and like
That's
a brother
one of
you
the
always been.
yeah.
So
That's one of the person who
thanks,
really
Brackett.
taught me a lot, in terms of playing football with elders, and who teach me. Brackett and Pala were the two persons who were always on my little team as
Follow
a
the
young.
general, follow going to kill me.
Yeah.
Follow
Yeah.
Papa and them man,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the people who.
Good.
But big up yourself, and people. Thanks for tuning in. Before you go, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. to the platform. I am man's man. Over there is Sir Aaron Wildboy Lawrence. You understand me? Big goalkeeper. I'm just a small fries, you know. He's the real big goalkeeper, but you don't know. It's always a joy and privilege to be in here with you all. We appreciate your company, and I always say to you, make it your mantra to add value to people's life in all your interactions today. Add value to people's life. Don't take alone from society, but give back to society. Make somebody's lives better by the way you live and how you conduct the affairs of your life. All right, there's no benefit to hate. No benefit to hate. Hate only reproduces hate, and you don't want hate. So continue to live in love God, love people. I am man's man. This has been I Am Sure Sports. And you know, when it gets to this point of the show, we say we are over. And we are O-U-T out of here.
Boom, check it out. I don't know it's Jason. I'm a represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. Jason representing I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.